Before World War II, Canada was still developing and relied mostly on its natural resources and agriculture. The war that was broken out in 1939 forced Canada to rapidly expand its industry to supply and support the Allies in war. The factories were converted to produce military equipment, new technologies such as radios, radars, and mining operations to increase the supply of raw materials. This rapid industrialization transformed Canada into one of the world's leading wartime producers and permanently changed the country's economy, workforce, and technology. In World War II, Canada transformed its industrial bases by converting hundreds of civilian factories to war production. Like munition supplies, automobile factories started making tanks, trucks, and machine tools. By 1943, manufacturing reigned $8.7 billion. Canada produced more than 800,000 military vehicles, 50,000 armed cars, 40,000 guns, which made it the fourth largest ally of war materials. This was how factories laid out the foundation for post-war growth. Railway shops were turned into gun manufacturers, turned into military communications sites. New factories produced thousands of radios for tanks, aircrafts, and naval vessels. Canada also worked with the Britain and the US on radar research and in helping them decipher the Enigma cipher machine, which was thought to be unbreakable because of the million code combination. Deciphering the machine gave the Canadians a massive advantage because the Germans couldn't message about troop movements anymore. Shipbuilding became Canada's most important industry because Canada needed thousands of ships to move soldiers, food, and weapons across the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. Canada built its cargo ships, warships, and convoy escorts. It brought work to Vancouver, Halifax, and St. John's. After the war, it created more job opportunities along the coasts. Canada's aircraft increased rapidly in the span of 6 years, from 1939 to 1945. Before the war, Canada really didn't prioritize its aircraft, but as the war went on and Canada received many funds, its exports, its war bonds, and money from other places, it began focusing on aircrafts like the Hawker Hurricane and other fighter jets. They also created new and way bigger aircraft factories, up to 7 times bigger than the old ones. World War II played a very important role in Canada's Air Force, workforce, and manufacturing, which led to the workforce and manufacturing that we have today. Same as the aircraft production, Canada did not really prioritize and dedicate its time towards chemicals, munition, and explosive production. Once the war started, it started focusing on creating new factories which increased the munition, chemicals, and their explosive production, which in then turned Canada into the fourth largest munition producing ally. The DIL stands for Defense Industry Limited, set up major facilities across Ontario, Quebec, and Manitoba, which created shells, explosives, ammunitions for the weapons, and small arm plants. World War II changed Canada in a big way. During the war, Canada built many factories, made new technologies like radios and radars, and increased mining to supply important materials, as well as improving its navy and aircraft productions. These industries helped the Allies win the war and gave many Canadians new jobs and skills. After the war, Canada was stronger economically and more advanced than before, becoming a modern industrial country.